All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Walk and Talk. Today, we are going to be talking about JWB's Property of the Week. And this is something I do every Friday. For those of you who are looking to add a rental property to your portfolio, this is going to be a great thing for you because this one is currently available. And for those of you who are using this as a learning opportunity, maybe you're thinking about investing in rental properties in the near future and you want to get yourself prepared, this is a great opportunity for you as well. I'm going to break down this investment property, talk through it with you, and make sure that everybody gets a lot of value out of this. And this is actually not the first time that I reveal the property of the week. I do it every Thursday on our Not Your Average Investor show. And so if you would like to be there when I reveal these every Thursday at 12:30 Eastern, be a part of the show and maybe ask any questions that you have, I would love it if you join us on the show. You can register at jwbshow.com and we will see you there. So let's jump right into this property here. And there's a couple of really great storylines to talk about with this property here on Crestfield Road. And you know what, before I do the screen share, I'll just tell you the story. Actually, this is one of the very first properties that I ever purchased back in 2008. Yes, I was buying rental properties way back when, as the Great Recession was happening. I was still buying rental properties. And this is one of the ones that I've owned since 2008. And so we're making it available for clients now. This is something that we do. So a lot of inventory providers out there are really strapped for inventory, but JWB has had a very different approach for a long time. We knew that prices were going up, and we knew that supply of inventory was very low, and that other turnkey providers were going to run into challenges sourcing inventory. So for many, many years now, we have been buying excess inventory, and we bought a lot more than we sell each year. We'll sell about 450 or so this year. And, it's been 300, 350, 400 over the last few years. We have been buying a lot more than that. We buy 600, 700, 800 properties a year. And we do that. We have done that for so many years to make sure that clients always have a runway of properties. And so we buy enough today to make sure that we have enough demand for today. But sometimes there are surges of sales, and we are very blessed to be in a position that that's been the case lately, which is always great. We're setting records here as the number of properties that clients are purchasing. So when that happens, it's not like we just throw our hands up in the air and say we don't have inventory for our clients. What we do is we go to our reserve inventory. And that's where this home that I'm going to show you, Crestfield Road, is. It's one that we've owned and operated and managed since 2008. It's been a great performing asset. It is in the exact same neighborhoods as all the properties that we put our clients in. So it's a great opportunity for clients, and obviously one that I believe enough in that I've actually owned it, and I still own it until the next client purchases it. But for you as a rental property investor, this is important. If you're going to other markets, you're running into challenges finding inventory. For JWB, we have excess inventory, both renovated homes, and we build a tremendous amount of new construction. And we do this so that clients can hit their passive income goals for years and years and years here with JWB, whereas you are not allowed to do that in other markets right now because inventory providers just flat out don't have the inventory. So here's the one on Crestfield Road that I'm recommending for you here today. And as I mentioned, this is one that is currently available. And if it is something that you'd like to add to your portfolio, you should reach out to my team. If you're a current client, you can reach out to your portfolio manager. And if you're not a current client yet, you can schedule a time to speak with my team at chatwithjwb.com. But let's jump into it, and I'll tell you why I love it. Here's the house on 1211 Crestfield Road. And whenever we're looking at an investment property, the first thing I want you to look at is the return on investment. As I'm zooming in here, you're going to see that the return on investment on this one for a conventional finance purchase is estimated at 9.72%. Well, that's a great return on investment. We are looking at, in the Jacksonville market, between 9 to 11% returns. And so this is right where we want to be from a return on investment perspective. This does not include home price appreciation. When you factor in the historically accurate home price appreciation rate, your returns skyrocket here on this property. In Jacksonville, we have appreciated at a rate of 4.3% per year on average. The caveat with that, though, is if you want to count on home price appreciation, you need to be in for the long haul. You need to be investing for a full market cycle. which is between 10 to 20 years. But if you are investing for a full market cycle and you just wanted to look at the return on investment perspective, you're up over 20% from an ROI perspective here. And that is the full picture of all of the profit centers. But I don't know if you're going to listen to me invest for all that time, if you're going to invest for 10 to 20 years or longer like I do. So I go conservative, and that's why you see that 9.72% return on investment. It's a $180,000 purchase price, 4 beds, 2 baths. And the lease amount, the rent on this one is $1,300. We're going to get more to that in just a second. Property taxes, insurance is here as well. No HOA, and we of course take into account your property management fees. But this one, if I talk about the reasons why I love this one for you, it's in addition to a great return on investment, in addition to the neighborhoods that I've invested in for many, many years, I love this one because it's already rented. It has a long-term lease in place. The lease is through 2022. Oh. Sorry, I'm on the group here trying to see if you guys are asking any questions or whatnot. So if you do have any questions, feel free to fire those in. I will make sure that I get to those either live or after the call. So this one's already rented, cash flow positive from day one. Such a luxury, especially today in today's environment, where many investors have to put a property under contract and wait months to get positive cash flow. This one's already rented. So a huge opportunity. The other reason why I love this one is because the client who purchases this one will be getting a $4,800 rent credit at closing. Now, if you've purchased real estate before, it's not very normal to get a credit at closing. And if you do get a credit at closing as the buyer, it's because normally the seller screwed something up and they just give you a credit at closing. Well, that's not the case here. JWB has this wonderful asset for you, and it's already rented. It's cash flow positive from day one. It's ready to go. And in addition, we're giving a $4,800 rent credit. So you may be asking yourself, why is JWB doing that? That is not normal. Well, here's why. Because this home in our portfolio actually is under rented and market value on the rent is higher. We know that to be the case. And so when we looked in our portfolio, because sales have been very high lately and we needed to dip into our reserve inventory, we looked at it and we said, well, this is one that we absolutely would make available to clients, but it's under rented. So in order to be able to sell this house, in order to be able to produce the return on investment that you need, we need to make sure that you're getting maximum rent. But we're not just going to go to that resident and totally rock their world. We couldn't even do it because they have a signed lease. But we wouldn't even go to them and try to raise it to market rent right now, because that would put the resident in a tough spot and wouldn't be fair to them. It actually isn't even legal because we already have a lease signed with them. So our solution to doing this is to give a rent credit to the client. So what we do is we take the difference of the rent for 2 years and we just give that to the client right off the bat. We do that so that we can make sure that we're going to be in a position to hit your return on investment goals, because that's what we care about. If we hit our ROI goals for you, you're going to come back and buy properties number 3, 5, 10, 15, 20. That's why we're here to help you build that long-term plan. And the reality is, if we did not do it this way, there's no way that this house would be able to be sold, because it has to sell at market value. And we have to produce a return on investment between 9 to 11%. So the solution there is one that's absolutely going to benefit this client. We're going to give a difference in the rent for 2 years, which is actually $200 a month. So $200 a month times 24 months equals $4,800. And the client that purchases this home will literally walk away with $4,800 at closing, which is incredible that you get that right off the bat. So just a number of reasons here why I love this property on Crestfield Road. This one is currently available now. So if it's something that you'd like to add to your portfolio, reach out to your portfolio manager here at JWB. Or if you're not a client yet and you want to talk to my team about it, you can schedule a time to speak with us by going to chatwithjwb.com. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this property of the week, and happy investing.